Hello, my name is Brandon, and welcome to Retro Reactions, a place where I experience amazing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the very first time. And today we have another new artist alert for the channel. Yes, we're headed all the way back to 1987 to listen to Fire in Disguise and Lakes in the Desert by Swiss music duo Double. So excited to have, I believe, my first Swiss group on the channel. Of course, I've loved their hit song, The Captain of Her Heart, for forever, so glad to finally be discovering more all these decades later. And these are songs 1 and 3 from Double, their second and final studio album. They use a number 3 instead of a B in the album title. We'll start with Fire in Disguise. It conveys a message of recognizing the profound impact of seemingly ordinary moments or encounters, and the enduring nature of connections that resonate across time and circumstances. Let's check it out.
Day downtown, I passed 1,000 feet. Before I woke up in the middle of the street.
That voice.
Among the faceless crowd, they hit me by surprise. Proud and clear light. When they were getting through to me, they touched me deep inside. Familiar from the past, a sign from other times. Fire in disguise, burning me inside. Among the downtown crowd, a sign from other times.
Ooh. Going off right at the end there. Wow, what was that? What do you think? What do you think I thought about it? I think many of you know. Different, very different. So sonically interesting, bold choices, lots of darkness, unexpected choices. Wow. I had a feeling, of course I ignored them for the last 2.5 years of my channel, but I had a feeling when I thought about them a couple of times, including recently, that I would love more of their work since I adore the captain of her heart. And if this is any indication, I'm loving it. So we get right into the thick of things right from the start with the huge, dark, punchy sound, especially those drums. Those drums. We'll talk more about them. That incredible, thick synth bass. Wow. Very impactful. My ears were loving it. Then we get this kind of piercing, very sharp, bold saxophone. Such a nice riff. Wow, it was great throughout the whole song. I know that beginning riff came back later. I think we got other melodies with that sax. Wow, an interesting, perfect blend of instruments on this one. Of course, I've always known that I loved the lead vocals of Kurt Malou. Incredible here. A bit of Boz Scaggs in his voice. Love that, of course. Just so soulful, deep, rich, power vocals to the max. Excellent peaks and valleys in this one, especially verse 1 got so compact, so quiet, not much happening instrument-wise. A nice contrast from the huge, bold introduction. I think this is basically a love at first sight type of song, seeing someone in a crowd in public, having a deep connection, whether he just met them for the first time or he knew them, but it's about a deep connection, probably a female, I'm guessing. So it was great to have the female backing vocalist in this one. Boy, did she shine, especially later on. The music in this one was really digging deep, really resonating, reverberating in me. Pretty much all the instruments, especially that incredible bass and that incredible saxophone. I love the impactful sprinkles of piano just at the right moments, not too much, but again, they came in at the perfect times. I also love all the keys going on, simple notes, but added so much to the musical landscape. Wow, such a unique vibe. I love different, I love unique. There was plenty of that here. I also loved the slightly dark vibes we were getting throughout the song. I didn't know what was coming at the end, but again, a perfect mix of everything. Apparently there are 3 female backing vocalists on this album. Unfortunately, Wikipedia didn't tell me which one was singing here, but incredible, especially that moment where she went off with the non-lyrical, non-word solo. Great gig in the sky level for me. That was incredible. Added so much to the song. Again, those drums, those huge reverberating drums, reverbed to death, especially towards the end. We kind of got a solo moment there. It felt like little gunshots. It was really intense, really interesting. Again, a big part of the song. And then the coda, wow. Kind of kept the same musical themes, but seemed to get even darker. I love that. It lit me up even more. Wow. Thank you so much for that. And like I mentioned, I love the sax kind of going off during the fade out. Just, one final big bold moment in a quite interesting, unique, dark, powerful song. So, of course, I loved it. It's getting the Epic Platinum Record Award, absolutely, for Fire in Disguise by Double. All right, now on to Lakes in the Desert. The song has a highly introspective message about searching for true meaning and purpose in life amongst all our superficial adventures, and the hope of achieving our dreams and achieving true salvation on a spiritual level. That was my interpretation. Let's get into it.
places dark and wet we promised never to forget. We've been to places hot and dry and we were never satisfied. Please take me back to where we've been and show me now what we have seen, and I will understand.
We've been to lakes in the desert. We stood in the rain on the moon. We knew the doors to the treasure, but we've never ever been inside the holy room.
The melodies are scrambling my brain. Piano.
We have been standing in the cold and it felt not as we've been told. We had the chance to change the past, we had the chance to make it last. All the places we have seen, they do not look like in our dreams, and I don't understand.
We've been to lakes in the desert. We stood in the rain on the moon. We knew the doors to the treasure, but we've never ever been inside the holy room.
Once again, so unique, so unusual. I don't know if you heard me. I said the melodies are scrambling my brain because it was like dark melodies, dissonance, Eastern type melodies. Then they would jump straight into these happy, joyful melodies, just intertwined back and forth. So unusual. Same with that, keyboard riff there. Wow. I think it's even more unique, more bizarre, maybe that's not the word, just more unusual than the first song. I live for that type of music. Yeah, so sadly this band only had 2 albums. I bet you there's many more unique, interesting songs just like this one. But I wonder if they have other vibes. I mean, The Captain of Her Heart, similar instruments, but quite different from this one and the first one. Anyway, this was great. We get a different type of bass tone as opposed to the first song, but just as big and bold of a groove that it was setting. I guess that's not true. I think it was synth bass, but anyway, it was incredible. And to accompany that, this amazing drumming on the left and right, creating bookends. Interesting type of drum, have no idea what it was, but I love the sound. And of course, I love that big, dreamy keyboard riff that, appeared throughout the song, sounded like keyboard strings, soft but bold and mesmerizing. And I already mentioned, that back and forth, that juxtaposition where he was singing, especially in the verses, that kind of Eastern melody, darker melody, and then boom, right into this happy music. Almost sounded like a different song. That was so cool. A unique out-of-the-box choice. There was that really cool moment, happened a couple times on the right, kind of a really cool, just something you wouldn't expect, came out of nowhere. The vocals incredible, a little bit different from the first song. I love the unique vocal processing here. I don't know what was used, but it gave it that more kind of muffled, mysterious feeling. Of course, there was reverb. I always love that. Yeah, and put all those ingredients together that I talked about, it became this super hypnotic song in its own unique way. The whole thing felt kind of like an abstract dream that I woke up from just as soon as it started. Really cool, really, really different. Yeah, it was just so unique, so captivating. I even got startled in moments because I didn't expect, the choices, and I love that. Different is always great in music. Anyway, love the song. It's getting 5 super shiny golden records, an A+ for Lakes in the Desert by Double. Both songs 1987. They will definitely be back on my channel in the future. So thank you so very much, the incredible Kurt Malou, Felix Haug, and everyone else involved in these 2 awesome songs. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below if you wish to chat about these. I would love to know what you think. Maybe some of your favorites by Double. I don't know if any of you are fans of them or know their albums, but if so, let me know. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night. And I'll see you next time in the past.